Shelter is cool.
Yeah. It totally kicks ass. Hey, Butthead, when I get older, I want to be just like Trick and Tino.
Yeah, those guys are cool. Hey, Beavis, you know what I want to do when I get older?
What's that, Butthead?
Your mom.
Hey, that's not funny.
Can you, shut up? I bet Trick and Tino already did your mom.
Hey, Butthead, just shut up and introduce Fallout Shelter so they can entertain us.
You said anus. Here are the two coolest guys ever, Trick and Tino.
Yeah, that's right. I did Butthead's mom. That's right.
That takes me back, man. God, I remember when I used to watch it. I used to, I'd light up a big fatty, and have a full box of ho-hos, and lay in the ground and watch Beavis and Butthead totally stoned, and I was at the end of the show. It's a half hour. At the end of the show, I had all the ho-ho wrappers all over me. And just watching. I used to love those guys, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Great.
Yeah, I remember. Isn't it funny how controversial they were?
Oh man, that's nothing now. You know?
Oh yeah, totally. To go from that and then to go to a show like Jackass, and then and then to even more, right? It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I can remember parents and especially moms complaining that they were destroying the youth and get out of here.
And now they're running the country. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But, I used to love Winger. You remember that kid that that Winger shirt? I used to love Winger. And I was pissed that they were making fun of him because I thought they were a great band.
That's so funny, man. So welcome everyone to episode 8 of Fallout Shelter with Trick and Tino.
What's up, everybody?
Hey Tino, how you doing, bud?
Good, man. How's the weekend? Father's Day, everything?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. My son, he had a lacrosse tournament, so he was with his mom in the city just because of the amount of driving. It would have been way too much, right? So that's all good though. But I went to his games and he did really well, and it was good.
Good. Yeah. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I don't know what it's like. I think I have a commitment problem. I don't know. Never been married, so I don't know, man. I heard it's awesome though.
It can be. It can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to find that right. The right woman to have that kid.
Yeah,
right.
I hear you.
Or else your kid's gonna turn out like your woman. And,
I know.
And you don't want that.
Yeah.
No, my kitty. He's great. So
awesome.
It turned out good, enough of that. Tonight's episode, we're going to talk about the M&Ms, the market makers, and the games they play.
Yeah.
And I hear and I see all the fucking time people on Twitter blaming the market makers. Fucking market maker games. And I use that shit to my advantage, man.
See, I'm glad we're talking about this because there's a lot of people out there, and I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm still kind of cloudy when we're talking about market makers, because when I first started trading, I said, who's a market maker? Is it one person? Is it a room filled with guys that are just on the same page and they're just out to fuck people? What is a market maker?
Okay, so basically we'll keep it really simple because we could get really crazy with it, but we won't. So basically what a market maker is they make the market. So on your level 2, where you see on the little initials, it almost looks like a ticker symbol. PF, NSDQ, EDGX, right? Like EDGX, and those are all the market makers. And basically what they do is They literally make the market. They control the market. Okay. So basically what they are is we'll keep it really simple. We'll put it in these terms. It's an entity that a person that holds millions. They buy up shares, like they have a lot of shares. Okay. So what they do is they're kind of like, I don't want to say the middleman because they're obviously not the middleman, but that's who you go to. It's almost like the bridge. They're the bridge, right? In between the buyers and the sellers and all that. And they make that market. They can control and move the direction of the stock in any way they want. Okay? Any way they want. They're the ones that fill your orders. So they have a lot of stroke, right? They got a lot of control. And like
they're regulated, obviously they have to be regulated.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people look at them like there's some sort of like evil entity. They're
like a bandit or something.
No, they're just how they make their money is off of the spread. Right. So you guys know what the spread is, right? For those of you that don't know, it's the distance between the bid price and the ask price. Okay. So let's say Apple's trading at 188.76. Okay. So that was the last traded price. That's the price of the stock. Now the spread is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 188.80 on the offer. Okay. And then the bid price will be 188.74, right? So the market maker will make that difference between the last traded price of 188.76 and then the offer price of 188.80, right? So they make their cents. They make a few cents, right? And that's how they hustle. They hustle pennies at a time.
So it's basically capitalism at its stripped down finest. You buy something cheaper and you sell it for more.
That's absolutely. That's a good way of looking at it. So that's kind of what a market maker is. They hold, okay, when stocks go for when they IPO, and an IPO is like your initial public offering. Right. So before that, investors can get in and they can buy shares of the company, right? So that's a lot of people like market makers. They invest in these companies, kind of, right? So that they have all these shares, and they buy up whatever, right? So they control, like I said, they control the market. They can move that stock anywhere they want. They basically own it, kind of.
Are they the big banks? I mean, are they?
Yeah, big banks.
Big banks.
Yeah.
Because, I think when people hear market makers, like I did, that you think it's like a person, like one person actually doing the order and pocketing that money. But it's actually big institutions as a market maker, correct?
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah. We'll leave it at that because like I said, I mean, we can go right into it, but for the most part, let's just leave it at that and say, that's what a market maker is. It just makes it simple, right? And like our last podcast there, episode 7, just keep it simple, right? Yeah. I mean, for the most part, we don't need to know every in and out of the stock market, right? It's just there's so much information to it. It's not you don't need to know all of it because you're just going to clutter your brain, right? So, especially for the type of trading that retail traders do. So, the market makers are very good at their jobs. They are. They're very good. They're basically masters in human psychology. They really are. Okay. And like I said before at the beginning, these, a lot of people, I hate seeing that on Twitter. Oh, fucking market makers. They fuck me, especially there's. Yeah. I mean, Matt really loves to use that as an excuse, like market maker games, and
right.
And it's like, but it's like kind of gets all pissy about it. Well, if you're aware that they're playing games, right? How many times have I alerted in chat that, oh no, don't stop out. That was just a market maker.
Yeah, all the time,
right? So there's certain clues that you can kind of get, right? And you can really use that to your advantage, okay? And it's all about perception, right? Isn't that true about everything in life? You know, it really is. It's all about perception. You can turn a negative into a positive very easily just by the way you look at it. It's just about how you look at situations. So if you know and you're aware that these evil motherfuckers, the market makers, are out there, right? You should be able to use it to your advantage, then, right? Because you're aware of the games. So then it really does become your fault. Then. You're the person that didn't pick up on the subtleties that you should have. You should have picked up on that. It's like, you know, there's certain things that you can pick up on in time, right? And I'm not saying, for a lot of people that are listening, I understand you're new traders, right? This is probably, some of this might be even just over your head. Don't worry about it. Just listen to the shit that we're saying and take away what you can take away from. Like, don't get too carried away, right? And you know, because what they'll do is, we had a couple really good examples there, but
yeah, you know, it's a great segue into the mentoring class we did on June 14th. Mm-hmm. And you pointed out, you drew it on a chart. It was awesome. It totally made sense after I saw it. When you talk about dumb money and smart money. And I remember you saying dumb money is where the majority of the people go in when they, and I'm making air quotes here, buy the breakout. That's all the dumb money, because that's what the market makers are waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
So when, you know, you buy the breakout, then the market makers see that, and what do? They just dump the shares, take all your money, and then
they sell it back to you at a discount a couple minutes later, right?
Which is called the bounce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a perfect example that you showed in that class. It was so easy to understand once I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's about keeping things simple, and it's just like really, you know, like if your mentor or whatever the fuck you want to call them can't describe something like that to you that you can't understand within a couple of sentences, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's not a proper teacher, right? So, but anyways, you know, the smart money and the dumb money, you'll hear me talk about it quite a bit. The smart money are the institutions, okay? They will always buy blood. They will always buy weakness, and they will always short strength, okay? That's smart money. The dumb money will buy the breakout, like our buddy fucking Uncle Timmy likes to tell us to do. Right?
We won't say his name, but Kim Dykes rhymes with.
Yeah, Kim Dykes. Yeah, Kim Dykes. That's his name. Kim Dykes. Okay. But he'll. I mean, that's how, for the most part, the dumb money is taught, and the dumb money just refers to retail investors. Nobody's calling you dumb, right? But that's how institutions and market makers look at you. You're dumb money because you fucking are, right? Because you let your emotions get in the way, right? So once you understand this, especially the market leading stocks that, again, Uncle fucking Timmy tells you have no edge in because they're institutionally traded. But you got a lot of fucking edge once you understand how the smart money operates. You'll buy the same time they're buying, right?
Right.
And you'll short the same time they're shorting, or sell when they're selling, right?
Right.
Because they follow the rules. It's another reason why they're called the smart money. They follow the fucking rules. It's not a bunch of, you know, I don't know, fucking teenagers in their mother's basement learning from fucking Tim Sykes thinking they're market wizards.
Right.
That just go in and out of positions erratically.
Yeah.
Right? There should always be a purpose to your trades, right? And that's why for the most part, we are called the dumb money, right? And market makers, like I said earlier, they're really aware of what drives us as dumb money. Like I said, they really are they're masters of human psychology. They really are. They know how we operate. They know how we think. They know that we've been taught to buy the breakout, right? And then sell when it starts failing. They know that, our money is our own money that we're playing with. So we're very emotionally attached to it. So once we see red, we freak out and we sell it. Right. I mean, that pretty well sums it up. But once you understand how market makers kind of operate, and, especially with options as well, like they'll really melt down that option premium right before it pops, because they know that you can't handle the pain.
Right.
Options more so than stock, than equity, the underlying. Okay. Like the stock will pull back. And for the most part, if you get a proper entry, you can withstand that pain of that pullback. You can handle it. It's all good. Right. Yeah. But on the options contracts, you can't, because it really melts down. It goes below support. There's no real support, right, say, with an options contract. When you look at those charts, it'll melt down past that very easily. And a lot of that is market maker games fucking you out of your contracts, because they know that you can't hold that anymore. You have to sell. You have to. Yeah. Right. And then you can reposition. So basically they force you to sell, and then you buy it back at a higher price. It's kind of funny. Yeah. They're total bastards, but you got to understand that once you understand that, you don't hold through consolidations, or you don't hold through this or that. Or I guess if you position yourself properly, you can withstand that pain. But they know, as market makers, they know that we generally over leverage positions as the retail trader, because we don't have millions of dollars in the bank. Well, I mean, some of us do. Some of us make $107,000 per trade, right? Yeah. Like 3 times in a week. On your cell phone while you're riding the subway. Yeah. 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 Okay. While you're getting stuck up, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I got some land I want to sell you, some swampland, and I want to sell you in Florida too. So it's really good. Yeah, exactly. You know what I was thinking is another great example you gave last week, and you actually showed it on the chart where, let's take a market leading stock, a big boy stock. Let's just say, I don't know, Apple, right? Sure. They're just chugging along that day. No news is happening, and they're slowly grinding up, and all of a sudden a big candle comes and just dumps out. Mm-hmm. And people just freak out and just start selling. But you said hold your ground, because that's just a market maker pumping the brakes. Yeah. Because there's no reason for that candle to be that big and go down that fast. There's no news. It's a solid company. And they were grinding up, and all of a sudden, boom, a big dump. And what did it do right after that big dump? Went straight back up. Yeah. And I'm learning. I'm really learning to stay my ground, and it's helped because I don't get freaked out as much anymore. Nobody likes to see that big dump, and it is, you see it and your heart beats a little. You're like, oh shit, what's going on? But then you got to really think. You say, wait a second, this is Apple. It's not going to keep going way down. It might go down a little bit, but it's going to keep going. It's going to get right back. Yeah, and why did it dump? It's like, why did it dump? Yeah, no reason. I mean, like dumped out of nowhere. Yeah, And actually, that example was on Netflix. Was it? Yeah. Yeah. It was Netflix. Netflix loves to do that. They love trying to fuck you out of your position on Netflix. Right. But I see that as an opportunity to add. Here's the thing, though. Before we go any further, I need to really stress this isn't bag holding. Right. Absolutely not. This is just understanding their games, the market makers' gains. If something is bad, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
Like it continues to dump. You got to get the fuck out. Don't be holding. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
That example you gave with Netflix, though, the SPY was just chugging along. It was going up. Netflix is going up, and all of a sudden, a big dump candle came in. You know, and there's no reason for it. No news, nothing, and it went right back up. So, I didn't play it that day, but when you showed it, it made perfect sense. Of that's exactly what happened. It was just market. It was just a market maker. You know, just grabbing cheap shares.
Yeah, and that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's their job. You can't fault them for doing their job. It is business, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people get pissed off. Oh, fucking market makers.
Yeah.
Why? Right. I mean, when you understand that, it's like, fuck yeah, that just dumped. I can scoop some up. But it's different in the respect of the bag holder mentality of, oh, keep buying on the way down. No.
This had no reason to dump out at all.
Yeah, you really got to understand the difference. But when you see it, you know, maybe after we're telling you this, guys, like maybe you'll be able to see it. I don't know. Like, that's why it would be nice if you actually came into the room and tested out the room, so I can physically show you this up on screen share and video lessons, something like that. You know, like not to just pump the room, but just because, man, I mean, it's a lot easier to show up on charts.
When you see it and when Pat explains it, man, let me tell you, it makes so much sense, and it's so simple, and it goes right back to our podcast we did last week. Just keep it simple. I mean, that's about as simple as you can get.
Yeah,
you know?
But people don't think of it, right?
No.
It's funny, hey? It's funny that we see things and they're right in front of our eyes.
Yep.
That, you know, you miss because it is that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but, you know, here's another example, guys. Okay. And I'm sure this has happened. How many of you have said to yourself, oh, it just stopped me out by a cent?
Yeah, man. Oh, God.
You want to know why it continuously and over and over and over again stops you out by a fucking cent? Because you're dumb money.
Yep.
Market makers know. They know where you're setting your stop. Don't set obvious stops. God damn it. Don't do that, man.
I never set hard stops at zeros or fives.
No. Or just under or at support. No.
Right.
You have to anticipate the market makers trying to fuck you out of those positions.
Yeah.
You have to cover your all angles, man. You
have to be when you set that stop, you have to be willing to accept that loss bigger than you would, because you're setting it at a level where where most likely the market makers aren't going to take you out.
Yeah.
But assume they do. Just make sure you're good with that loss, with that stop loss.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It still needs to be within your risk parameters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what I'm finding is, you know, these market leading stocks, Netflix, Nvidia, Apple, you know, Bob or whatever, you know, they move pretty fast. And I'm finding the average, like my wiggle room on them are about, you know, 50 to 70 cents.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that.
Yeah. A lot of people look at it like, oh, fuck, man, 50 cents stop. Well, it's a $200 stock, guys.
Yeah.
50 cents to a $200 stock is fuck all when these things are moving like 5 points in a day, right?
Yeah. I'm finding 60 cents is kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Like that's how far it'll go down before it reverses.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, you know, that's the gospel. I'm just saying that's the experience I've been having lately. It seems like 60 cents is the sweet spot. So
you're patient.
Yeah.
But if you're patient, though, I'm telling you, and I prove it every fucking day, you can have a stop of still like 10, 12 cents. On a market leader, like a $200 or $300. I promise you can. You just really need to be patient. Patience is the name of the game, right?
Well, Pat, look at Facebook this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
That right out of the gate, what was it? Within first 10, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
They put in a lower high, and what was the risk on that? Next to nothing, and it went right. I mean, there was no reason to get out after it.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was a textbook lower high.
Yeah, and it kind of pisses me off.
I'm sorry, high or low. Sorry.
It kind of pisses me off that I did miss that.
Yeah.
Because I did say that I wanted it too, and it is. And not only is it, that higher low before it takes off. It's also a VWAP tag. It's also a VWAP consolidation. It's also a consolidation under the magic blue line.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know what the magic blue line is, it really is magic, and you're going to have to come to TrickTrades to find that out. And you're also, it's also an opening range. There were so many stars that and pieces of the puzzle that really aligned on Facebook this morning. I just happened to focus on something else at the time.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I mean, and it's funny because if anyone goes back, the date today is June 18th. So it would have been June 17th. I did a free webinar on watch list building, and it's available on my YouTube. Okay. And if you go back and you watch that as I'm building my watch list, I talk about how much I loved Facebook for today. And it's funny because you can make a plan and you can know in your fucking heart of hearts, man, this is going to go. Like, it's going to go. And you can still miss it because maybe you see something pre-market on another stock that really, piques your interest.
Yeah.
So, you can't bang your head against the wall because there are other opportunities. But if you do look at June 18th, Facebook, fucking amazing.
With minimal risk.
Oh, totally.
Man.
Yeah, totally. So, here, I just want to take a look at something just because, I mean, it's right here. But so on the equity, the actual stock, Facebook, from your entry up to before it started pulling back was 4 points.
Wow, man.
Okay. And up to highs was 4.8. So almost, we'll call it 5 points. Okay. So that was on the stock, on the underlying, but on the option, we've got a move of 240%.
That's insane.
And then to highs, we've got a move of 303% that you easily could have captured, people. If you want to learn how to trade options as well, but without like your eyes glazing over when these fucking people talk about like thetas and deltas and how to come up with the fucking strike price and
lambdas.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Without having your eyes roll in the back of your head, glaze over, and your tongue hanging out the side of your mouth. Come to TrickTrades. I'll teach you how to trade options like a fucking caveman. It's like caveman options that will make you on average at least 20. You can hit a 20% trade each and every. So let's say you're a penny stock guy and you're listening to this, and these market leaders, you think you still haven't wrapped your head around that. Don't worry about the price.
I was just going to bring this up.
It's okay. If you still want those percentage gains, I'll show you how to hit the percentage gains. I mean, I've been doing it every day now for 3 weeks straight. Yeah. And the win percentage is at 83 or 84%. I put my stats in the room there last night. 83 or 84.
Yeah, it's insane.
Win-loss percentage. My average winner is about, I think, 25 or 30% or some shit like that. My biggest winner has been 101%. My average losers only about 5 or 6%, something like that.
Yeah.
I'd have to pull up my stats, but and it's not just because, here's what I know we're talking about market makers and stuff, guys, but I do want to talk about, because this got brought up in the room today, about doing a small account challenge. I fucking hate when the guru does small account challenges. I think that that's such horseshit because it's not going to translate to you guys doing a small account.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking professional. So how can you put yourself in my shoes, and how can I expect, or how can you expect the same results? You can't. It's bullshit, right? So I don't necessarily want to do a small account challenge, but here's the thing. This is so simple. This is so simple. And the way that we get in, like our entries on these, the reason why we're entering where we're entering is fucking simple. That you as a new trader or a struggling trader would be able to see these entries. You can see them. I promise you that. You can see these entries, and you yourself could hit these for 20 to 100% each and every day. You can. I promise you. I fucking promise you. It's not some sales tactic. It's not some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Where like fucking James Bond or Jason Bond there with his million fucking YouTube fucking ads lately. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts. You know, making 300% gains in his pajamas. Yeah, that's right. In my pajamas. Right? You know, like I'm not trying to tell you I'm trading in my pajamas. Yeah, that's right. My pajamas.
Was it a pajamas or a onesie? Or was he wearing a singlet? I don't know.
Onesie or singlet. Or like his fucking counterpart there smelling $100 bills. You know how fucking off-putting that is to see that. Someone smelling fucking $100 bills. You you're so fucking douchey. Oh, you're so gross. Ugh.
Yeah.
You disgust me. Smelling $100 bills.
And, you know, for people out there listening, you know, we were just talking about Facebook. Yeah, it's $190. It's up to $198 right now. If you would have bought 20 shares today, you would have made about $100.
Yeah.
And with minimal risk.
No risk. None.
Hardly any.
Yeah.
So it would have cost you $2,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or $4,000. Sorry, about $4,000.
Yeah.
To make $100. I don't know about you, but if I can make $100 a day consistently with minimal risk, I'm in.
So this is what I want to talk about. And Tino, you bring up a good point, okay? Because I got a question on YouTube, and I get this question a lot. It's, well, you know, you have to put in so much to get minimal out. We're not fucking investing, people. We're day traders. We're in these positions for like an hour.
Right.
You know? It's not about investing. You're looking at it wrong. Don't look at it like, oh, well, you have to put in $20,000 to get a few $100s out. Who fucking cares? You've got the wrong mindset. You're not thinking about this correctly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Right? Like that's such a nonsense way of looking at it. Like we're not investing, people. It's not an investment. It's a trade.
Yeah.
And you're wrong. You're looking at it wrong. You need to be rewired, my friend. Like
unbrainwashed. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll say, oh, well, I could have taken the same position size in a penny stock.
With how much risk?
That's what I'm getting at.
You know?
So you could have put in, let's say you took a position for the same amount that you took Facebook. So like, I don't know, $4,000 in a $1 stock. So you got 4,000 shares roughly. Okay. Yeah. But what happens if that dumps out 10 cents?
Right.
You got a $400 risk. Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's a minimum, guys. That's being very generous to the penny stock world. Like for it to dump out, it's more than likely going to dump out like 20, 30 cents on you on a big dirty fucking dump out. And what is that? That's $1,200. Okay. Now that's your account blowing up right there. But on Facebook, that little pullback off of 20 shares, let's say, I'm not saying you need to only trade with 20 shares, but you can make money off of it with, you were risking, I don't know, like, I don't know what that is here. Give me like a quick sec. You only had, I don't know, like 20 cents.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So like what? Is that $2 or something like that?
Yeah, that's $4.
Yeah, $4. You're risking $4
to make 100.
Yeah. So do you guys not see that? Like open your fucking eyes and quit, quit thinking about it like fucking Timmy Dykes told you to. Stop it. Fucking wake the fuck up.
And these market makers must have a field day with penny stocks.
Oh, no, and they do, man. They do. They're dumping. Do you know how easy it is to dump a low floater, guys? Oh, my God. I can do it.
Yeah.
I can control and manipulate a fucking penny stock.
Right.
So if one person can do it, like, dude, get out of that shit, man. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is these big boy stocks, market makers can play some games. And like we talked about earlier, you'll get a big dump candle, but the thing's not going to dump out like a penny stock will.
No.
Because the market makers can keep taking that sucker down. You know what I mean? Because there's no reason. I mean, it's a shit company.
Yeah.
So what's somebody going to complain and say it's not fair? It's a fucking garbage company.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the total Wild West almost, right? Sure, there's regulations, but no, man. Like, Tino, man, and I'm so serious. I just wish that I had a button or a physical fucking lasso or something.
Like Wonder Woman?
Yeah. But without to make people tell the truth. I mean, I've got a pretty good bullshit response, but to rope people in to stop them before they make this mistake of getting brainwashed into thinking that they need to play penny stocks.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. Yeah. I hate that, man. Because, you'll get people that say, oh, well, not all penny stocks are low floaters. Yeah, but you aren't playing those ones, though. Yeah. You're not playing those ones. You're playing the low floaters because
that's what they tell you.
Yeah, you're selling a dream, man.
Yeah.
You're trying to tell these people that they can make fucking 300, 400, 1,000% in their pajamas. Yeah, that's right. In their pajamas.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we're going to title this podcast, market makers, who are they and how do you beat them at their own game?
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say are a couple solid strategies? I mean, I love the example with the smart money and the dumb money where you pointed it out. So if you see a stock heading towards a classic breakout, what would your advice be? Wait till it pulls. It's going to pull back, right?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
It will pull back and test that support one more time.
And
it will. That's what these do.
You want to explain exactly to some people might not know what do you consider a technical breakout?
Okay, so let's say, let me pull something back here just so I can get some reference points here.
Yeah.
So on BABA today, there was a breakout and then it squeezed up, right? So when you see stocks putting in, higher lows and it's edging up and it just breaks that support that resistance on the way up to previous high of day, right? Or even if it's like a daily chart breakout, what these will usually do, they'll pop over, that we'll call it a 207 mark, okay, $207. It'll break out of that. But then directly after, it'll pull back. Right. It'll come back down, and it will test that former resistance, now proving itself to be support. And when I say it will do that, it will. It will. You have to have faith in it. Don't fucking chase that money up because that's what the dumb money does. The smart money buys on that pullback.
Right.
Okay, it will pull back, and you know what? In the rare case that it doesn't, who gives a shit? Let it go without you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know that dumb money fucking chases, right? And you can't chase this stuff. You can't chase anything for that matter, right? If you chase, you die, man. And it's true. How many of you out there have bought the breakout? Come on, raise your hands.
How about the red to green move? I mean, that's a classic breakout, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's certain red to green moves, like not so much the traditional red to green on the previous close type of red to green move, because by that point it's most likely it's already extended to the upside and it's going to pull back. It'll fail, and you're buying way too high, right? So the red to green move that I like to use, I call it the intraday red to green. Now, all that is, and it could still be green on the day and it just pulled back slightly because of, let's say, like a gap up or something like that. But it's the intraday red to green. So what you're looking for, folks, is a stock to just dump out in the morning. And the dumb money chases that. I see that shit all the time. Oh shit, it's red, short it.
Yeah.
Right.
And the market makers know that, right?
Yeah, man. Of course they do. Of course they do. They know exactly what you're trying to do, right? So you chase that down because it broke a level of support. You chased it down, right? You're buying you're shorting on the way down.
Right.
Right. Where you should be looking for the next support area for it to bounce at. And that's why I can bottom tick these washouts in the morning.
You have to look to the left. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite easy actually. And that's how I've been nailing these fucking things in the morning. Right.
Right.
And, it does work really well. And that's where they will drive the stock. The market makers will drive the stock down to that next support area. And it happens really quick. It's usually within the first couple of few candles in the morning. Usually the opposite will apply in especially the market leading stocks, guys. Okay. So when you see it, all of a sudden the stock, the market opens, okay, the bell goes, right? 9:30 a.m. bell goes. And NVIDIA starts fucking dumping out, right? The dumb money wants to instantly jump in short. No. Don't be doing that because that's the market makers trapping you. They're already setting their traps, right? So they're expecting to squeeze you out, and they will squeeze you out because that's exactly what they're doing. They're driving that price down to some sort of level of support. And then they as quickly as it came down, they ramp it back up.
Yeah.
And then it rips to new highs. When it breaks over the opening price, that's your intraday red to green, right?
Right.
And once it breaks that intraday red to green, right, the opening price, it'll usually rip right up. And the reason why it's ripping right up is because it's shorts covering, okay? So there are certain red to green moves that you can actually buy that. You could buy that breakout. I would still try and get it, off of a support level, right? But if you're not able to, as long as, see, that's the thing. And I wish you guys were actually in the room and I could fucking show you which ones to buy and which ones to stay away from, because don't just be buying, because it's all about the level of extension, how far down it went before it made its move on the way back up. If a stock's extended either way, up or down, don't be buying and don't be shorting, right? However you're looking at it, right? You don't want to be doing that because you're exposing yourself to too much risk, because you need to set your stop on high of day or low of day, whatever however you're looking at the either long or short. So,
you know what I really like today, and you do this really well. And I've been learning to be patient as these market makers really capitalize on FOMO on these big name stocks right out of the gate. When the bell goes, these stocks go up 3-4 points. And man, do these market makers laugh because they know people are just buying it.
Oh, yeah.
And you sat there very calmly and you said, guys, just let it set up. Just take your time, be patient, just let it set up. Sure enough, goes up about 3-4 points, comes all the way back down. Usually it'll VWAP by then.
Yeah. VWAP or sometimes it'll go just below the VWAP to shake you out even more.
Yeah.
They're still trying to shake you out on the way down.
Yeah.
And then it'll find like a level of support. And we have a couple levels of support that we use all the time too. That's our last level of defense, or last level of support. If that breaks, you got to get the fuck out.
Yeah. And I've noticed a lot of them do go below VWAP a little bit, kind of fucking with people.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, they're fucking with you. Yeah.
And then they go right up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you say, when it tags the VWAP, you have to give it a little wiggle room to let it go below it and expect that it's probably going to.
Yeah. Because that's what they're doing. The market makers are fucking you. They're trying to fuck you. You're not probably going to be smarter than the market makers, because like I said, they really are masters. They really are, guys. man, they're like wolves.
Yeah.
They really are. And I don't mean in the respect of, you know, posting some fucking memes on Instagram or Twitter as you're a wolf. I mean, no, they really are predators, man. They're very good at what they do.
But, you know, a good way to beat them, though, and it's worked for me quite a bit, is with the VWAP strategy, when it's coming down to VWAP, and like I said, what we talked about earlier, you have to give these stocks, the big boy stocks, a little bit of wiggle room. So when it's coming down to VWAP, you have to be okay with giving about 50 cents below VWAP. You know what I mean? Because it's probably going to go down a little bit below VWAP. But I can't tell you how many times I've done that. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. You don't like to see it. But if you're patient, I've won more times than I've lost with that strategy.
Yeah.
So you have to expect it's going to probably tap below VWAP a little bit. Give it that wiggle room and just wait. Just don't freak out. Just calm down, breathe. And hey, if it goes below your threshold, just get the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Exactly.
You're not going to win them. You're not going to win every single time on that VWAP strategy. But I tell you what, with that wiggle room strategy I've been using, it's helped out a lot. And especially with you saying, I'm telling you, Pat, it's helped me out a lot, man. Like, especially right out of the gate when you sit there and tell people, just relax, let these things set up. It wipes out all FOMO. Yeah. It does, man.
Sometimes you need that voice in your head, that extra voice telling you, hey, motherfucker, pump the brakes. Don't
and I tell you, man, it's gold because a lot of these stocks shoot out right out of the gate. They go up points and they come right back down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a strategy to hit some of that red in the morning, but I don't like calling that out anymore. I used to call it out all the time, but a lot of new traders, they don't know how to get out, right?
Yeah.
They're going for that home run out of the gate, and it's not. It's about catching that quick point wash in the morning and then getting the fuck out, right? Yeah. And then wait for it to set up. So I don't call that out anymore. It's a strategy that I use still all the time, and I'll still take that trade, but I do not call that out anymore.
Yeah.
I find that new traders don't have they just don't they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? So they're looking for home runs all the time. Yeah. And the first, you guys really should be avoiding the first 5 minutes or so, at least at a minimum the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Because your heart's racing, isn't it, guys? Right?
And I'm sure that's where the market makers are banking right there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
I mean, I think you even told us in the room that the smart money doesn't come in until about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
When these things are
9, I believe it's 9:40.
Yeah.
9:40 to 9:50. That's when smart money starts placing their positions, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty good piece of fucking information right there, that there's probably only one of you that are listening to it.
So wake up.
Yeah, wake the fuck up, people.
So what would you say, I mean, just to recap the market makers, like how to beat them strategies, basic, like what would you look out for? Just to sum it up to make it easy to digest with everything we covered, Like what are some key things you would be looking for market makers playing their games and to avoid?
Number one, if something doesn't make sense, right, it's generally a market maker. It really is. Like if something just doesn't make sense, guys, okay, it's probably them playing some games, right? So before I go into more, NVIDIA actually gave another really good example. It was fucking around with low of day basically all morning. It kept testing. And then it broke low of day by a couple of pennies.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's them trying to fuck you.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Get your hand off that fucking mouse, people, and breathe.
Yeah.
Let it confirm before you get out. Okay? So, I wanted to say that, but another good takeaway would be, I guess what I just said is, relax. You got to realize that these people, like I said, they really are wolves. They really are. They know what makes you tick. Whatever you're thinking, they know that you're thinking that.
And I think obvious obvious resistance and support levels, you have to wait till it tests those before you make your move.
Yeah, always wait for a retest, people. I always tell people to wait for that retest. Let these fucking stocks prove themselves. Let them prove their strength or let them prove their weakness before you get involved.
Yeah.
And if you just listen to that right fucking there, I guarantee you will be a consistently profitable trader. Do you guys want to know how fucking simple it is to become a consistently profitable trader? Listen to what the words I just fucking said and listen to me. But you won't. You got to get burned a million fucking times and blow up 20 fucking accounts.
Market makers are going to legally rape you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you guys think you're smarter than the guy that's telling you things, right?
And I think another good takeaway from tonight is don't set obvious stops where the sheep are doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's where the market makers are looking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't set a stop or don't set a stop right at VWAP.
You know, because, talking about that, you hear people say, well, isn't it true that you can't set a hard stop because the market maker can see your hard stop? It's not about seeing your 1,000 shares or something on a penny stock or a couple hundred shares on a big boy stock. They don't give a fuck about your couple hundred shares.
Yeah.
But they know that the masses are all gathered right at just a tick below support.
Yeah.
They know where you're going. Don't set obvious fucking stops. Stop it.
Yeah.
If you keep saying to yourself, man, I keep getting stopped out by like a penny.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you, man. I don't know. Stop doing it then.
Yeah.
Guys, like the answers are really that simple. They really are.
And don't set stops at 5s or 0s.
No round numbers. Cut that shit out.
And you've had a good point where when a stock is coming down to a whole number, like a 150, a 100, a 90, whatever, always set your stop in the 70s because they'll take it down to about the 80s, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's 100%. If you missed what Tino just said, rewind it and listen to it 10 times. Okay.
Yeah. So give an example, Pat, because maybe they don't understand. But
okay, so a stock rips to just over 100, whatever it is, $103, and it starts pulling back. Okay, and by pullback, it's coming back down pretty fast. It looks like it's failing. All right. So it'll take it to usually the next really round number. So if it ripped to 103, where's the next round number? 100, right? So they'll dip it below to about 99.83, 99.85. Go back and look at your charts and back test what I'm saying right now, people. You see, I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah.
When stocks dump, they dump to just below. Yeah. Aha. Hilarious. Baba. Look where Baba pulled back first thing in the morning. We got a low of 86 or 83.
Yeah.
Yep. 88. There you go.
Yeah, and I've been setting stops in the 70s, and it's totally changed my game.
Yeah, they won't bring it down to the 70s. The 70s, that's usually in a stock at the $250 or above. It'll bring it back down to the like this 79, 78.
Yeah.
Okay. There's different levels as you go up in price of stock, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those proper levels, you've already gotten a couple, but if you want some levels, I mean, come check us out, right? But
I mean, don't get me wrong. If it stops failing because of news or whatever, I mean, throw that strategy out the window.
That's different. That,
you know what I mean?
There's a catalyst. It's out the window, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We're just saying for, a stock that's chugging along, it's going up, it's going down. I have been finding that when I set my stops in the 70s, I haven't been hardly taken out at all.
And you most likely won't.
Yeah.
Like good odds are telling you that they won't drop it down into the 70s. It's generally in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, and that can also work when you're setting some limit orders, right? To buy that bounce.
Yeah.
right? So,
yeah.
no, I mean, I really like this episode.
Yeah, man, a lot of good stuff. I mean, I tell you, the way you make it so simple, it's just totally changed my game. And it is really just, I'm not saying it's easy, but when you simplify,
easy, but it can be simple.
It can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's all emotion. Difference. And that's what market makers focus on are the sheep and their emotion, and they take advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the guy taking advantage of a drunk chick in a bar. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're buying them more shots to take them home.
Yeah, exactly.
Have another shot.
Yeah, have another shot, dear.
Or Bill Cosby, have another drink. You know what I mean? So
Bill Cosby. Where that motherfucker never came out of the bushes.
You know what? All these guys are still they're camping out in the woods back there.
I think they're coming back at some point. They must be waiting.
They're waiting, man. But, Bill Cosby's looking for his next victim.
Yeah, Bill Cosby. America's rapey dad.
Him and man. So moving forward, we're gonna start having some guests come in the middle.
Yeah,
and we're just gonna kind of shoot the breeze.
For a few minutes.
We got an in with the White House, so we might have Al Padron come in.
Yeah,
and just shoot the shit with him for a little while.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we're getting to be pretty tight with fucking hairpins there.
So yeah, man, good episode. Hope you guys took something away, if anything. I mean, there's some really good nuggets in there, So
yeah, lots of great information.
Yeah,
and make sure to hit that heart button, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you're watching it, listening to it, you can hit that fucking heart button.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
Throw us a bone.
Yeah, for Christ's sake. Come on.
And, consistency challenge is still going on.
Yeah, people chugging along, doing really well.
5Gs up for grabs.
Yeah.
So hope you guys are taking this information and using it to your advantage. And somebody's going to walk away with $5,000. So.
Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait to give that away, actually. I'm really excited because it's just a testament to people's hard work and dedication, right? That's why I wanted to give away. It's not a lot. I got my balls busted before we go. I got my balls busted. People saying, a couple people only on Twitter, they say, oh yeah, you're just trying to do some marketing thing. You want to know the God's honest fucking truth? I really wanted to light a fire under people's ass to actually gain some consistency and quit fucking cheating.
Yeah. Oh, and tell that guy if it's a marketing thing, how come we're not marketing it out there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is only for members. So if you guys want to join in, just come to TrickTrades.com.
Yeah.
Check our membership, poke your head around.
Yeah.
And see what we have to offer. Go to YouTube. We got a great channel up there. Man, so much great information for free.
For free, yeah. Free.
Yeah. So
absolutely. But yeah, all right, folks. I think we're gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 8 on market makers. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of really good information, and stay tuned because we've got a lot of great shit coming up that I know you're really gonna enjoy. And thanks, Tino.
Yeah. Thanks, Pat. And guys, if there's anything you guys want us to cover, just let us know, man. We're more than happy to expand and talk about whatever.
Yeah, hit us up in the comments section. Hit us up on Twitter or you wherever. It doesn't matter. Just let us know.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Okay, man. Adios, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Love you all.
Peace, everybody.
Later, guys.
Later.